One of my personal favorite artists and friends, Scott McClung, has put together a series of pinups on public domain heroes. Take a look. He's a great artist. And hello everyone, it is Tom, it is FANzine Live. We are doing new releases today. The new release we are going to look at is from a friend of mine named Scott McClung. And you may know Scott from his work. That sounds almost like a Simpsons thing where Phil Hartman would say, you might know me from this show. Scott McClung is an artist who worked with me back in the 80s. This is a 2021 piece, one of his newer ones. He did some work with me on the Heroes Past characters in the Phoenix universe, such as he did this work in Accelerator. He did, in this case, penciling this work for the original hologram. Let's see, he didn't do Laserdisc. I think those were the two that he did in here. Just double checking. Yeah. So he did Accelerator and Hologram back in the day. He since has done an Accelerator story in Heroes Now, but he also has done a couple fantastic looking covers for the collected editions of Hologram. And so this is more of his modern work, and it is something special. I really like it. So anyway, not too long ago, he sent me a copy of his latest work, and that being Scott McClung's public domain portfolio. And he has taken to looking at public domain characters, and he lists them all 22 of them, and then has done pinups for each one. And gosh, they are nice. So like this first one he talks about is the spider. Gives a little bit of background, first appearance, who published it. This is a 1933 character. Pulp magazine adventurer whose book ran for 118 monthly issues, ending in 1943, first published as the back cover. This was first published in Pulp Fan magazine in 2021. So you can see he has totally upped his game over the years and has now gone into digital. You can see his texturing. Looks really nice. It's interesting. I like the digital coloring. I have nothing bad about it, but this particular page really strikes me. And I believe this is the cabinet. This is the Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. Classic early German expressionist movie. Tried to give this picture a nightmarish quality similar to that of the film, leaving it in black and white. I'm just really drawn to these images. I think he's got something really special going there. I like this one. Popeye versus the bad guy. Mickey's in the background. Public domain, baby. The cartoony characters are done really well there. And I do like how he does shading on these guys. I usually don't like the digital coloring on characters like this that usually have been done in flat colors, but this is done deftly enough and wisely enough that it works. In fact, I dare say it might actually work. No, I'll put it at the same level. This is good. This is really good stuff too. Neat action type shots. Interesting that this one with the punch uses the motion lines. You could have easily seen motion lines on these ones as well. No, this one has it. The eye laser beam look on this particular image reminds me of Love and Rockets from the Hernandez brothers. But these are really nice. Of course, you got to have the Count Chocula and was it Frankenberry and Booberry. Got to have your all-American types taking on the Nazis. Always fun when you can punch Nazis. And I do like how he has the punch imagery, not a sound effect, but kind of that explosion from the punch. Really cool. And Archie. And I do notice here, he says, the first few years of Archie stories are public domain. There are several stories, there are several decades that aren't, making it hard to come up with a safe way to use them. I love this extra information that he publishes. He shares reproductions of the different images from the public domain work, and then gives some background, especially with the dates on it. Not only does it provide context for the reader, but it also probably covers his backside legally, so that he can make sure that if anybody does want to challenge him, he can say, look, this is where I got this stuff in, Rula, created by Matt Baker from Zoot Comics in 1947. If you want to, challenge me on Rula, I will show you where it came from. And I think, is that Rula? Maybe. Right before Super Thriller, yeah. So anyway, my point is that this is some really smart information. And there's this information on the publisher. So Scott A. McClung, S.A.M's public domain portfolio. I hope to have information for you in the show notes about how to pick this up, and get yourself a copy. Scott is a really good artist and deserves to have his work recognized. So there we go. Scott McClung, Public Domain Portfolio, Volume 1. Nice looking zine. Thanks for watching, everybody. It's been FANzine Live. This is the new releases video. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think of Scott's art. And also, please feel free to like this video and subscribe to FANzine Live, because the more people who get involved with FANzine Live, the more fun we're all going to have. Thanks again, everybody. FANzine Live, new releases, public domain portfolio, volume 1. I will catch you next time.